Hey everyone, welcome to episode number 7 of the Buffalo Music Mafia. I am Thomas from the Rock Interview Series and Rock Music Star.
And I'm Joseph Sudo here from Rock Show Critique. And they said we wouldn't get past episode number 2, but here we are up to number 7, Tom. What do you think?
Yes, we did. I can't believe it either. I think I was the one who said that, but
Probably.
I've
All
been
right.
wrong before.
So I'm thinking we're trying to get a guest to, with all this great weather and everything, what I was thinking, we really need to get somebody we can talk about a concert series because now that these concerts are starting to come back in full force, I think there's no better way than to bring up the series that's right in our own backyard here down at the Batavia Downs.
Oh
We
yeah,
should try.
that's a great series. There's some amazing artists that are going to be performing there. The series kicks off on this Friday, on June 11th, with the Almost Queen tribute band, and the following week is Vince Neil. Believe it or not, Vince Neil is back, and he's going to be in Batavia, New York. And there's a ton of other artists, which we're going to show you at the. We're going to talk about during the interview with our special guest. But who is our special guest going to be, Joe?
Well, I'd say we should go none other to the man right to the horse's mouth, so to speak, with our good buddy Ryan from the Batavia Downs.
Hmm.
Yeah. Hey,
Welcome.
what's going on?
Welcome to the Buffalo Music Mafia. Thank you so much for taking time to be our special guest today. We're really excited to have you here as our guest because you are responsible for the Batavia concert series that's coming up in Batavia, New York. This is what your fourth year of doing the concert series over there.
Yes, this is technically our fourth year because last year, unfortunately, did not happen. So,
Yeah. And for anybody in the Western New York area and the area around it, they know that this is the place to be on every Friday in the summertime. And it's happening this year. And what a great lineup you have on. And we just wanted to have you as a guest so we can just talk about a little bit about the lineup and, any changes that have happened since the last series that we had a couple years ago. So I guess
sure.
I go ahead.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on here. I'm excited to talk about the series. As you said, it's the place to be every Friday. That's for sure.
I would assume that there have been some changes since the last concert that you had over there in 2019. Can you just briefly tell us about some of the changes going into the first concert, which happens to be coming up on Friday, June 11th, with the band Almost Queen?
That's right. Almost Queen, of course, the premier Queen tribute show in the. I guess they bill it as the East Coast, but I got to tell you, I've watched these YouTube videos and I've heard people have traveled to see these guys all over. So I would dare say they're probably one of the best ones in the whole country. So we're really looking forward to having Almost Queen here on June 11th. Yeah, there's a lot of changes, obviously, with the pandemic and everything going on. Thankfully, things have been opening up. And one of the things we've been doing is following in the footsteps and seeing what some of the other large venues are doing. Those of you who are watching this that are familiar with the Toronto Blue Jays are playing downtown with the Bisons, at the Bison Stadium. They're having different kinds of seating. They're having vaccinated seating and non-vaccinated seating, but they're not doing any tests. You can show up there without having gotten a test done. Even if you're unvaccinated, there's still a place for you and you can still sit in the unvaccinated section. So what we're doing at Batavia Downs is we're making the whole thing unvaccinated seating. So basically it's pairs of seats that are 6 feet apart in the premium section and in the VIP section. And of course you can bring your own seats to sit in the lawn section of our place. But we're not doing any vaccination checks, nor are we doing any sort of requiring someone to show a negative COVID test. None of that stuff is going to be going on. You're going to be able to come in, and of course, you're going to be able to walk right out onto the track like you did in years past. Of course, still going to go through a metal detector. That is still something that has to get done. And of course, there's a whole list on our website of items that are prohibited from being brought in. Obviously, no weapons or outside food or drink, but you can check out the list there at the Batavia Downs gaming website. But yeah, you'll go through those metal detectors. You'll come on out onto the track. We moved the stage back a little bit this year to provide more seating because, of course, with social distancing still in effect and is a requirement for New York State, we're going to go ahead and make sure we have a lot of room out there for everybody. But then what we did is we took our beer tents and we took our food trucks and all that other stuff, and we kind of expanded it back. We have a lot of room. Those of you who have been to the Batavia Downs concert series will know that, on the middle of the track, you can fit 10,000 people up there. It's gigantic. So we have a lot of space. Thankfully, we can kind of space some things out. So if you're in line for one of these food vendors, if you're in line to get a beer, It's going to be, very, very extended out so that people can be over here to get the beer, be over here to get the food, and then sit in their seats. And again, being outside, the CDC does not have, no masks. So we're not going to have any face coverings. If you're, in your seat watching the show, feel free to get up and dance. Dancing's allowed and encouraged in your area, of course, as you watch the shows. We have 13 shows coming up with the other one that we announced this week.
Yeah, that's awesome. I just had a quick follow-up to that. That you offer a premium and a VIP ticket. I was just wondering if you can explain what the difference between the premium and the VIP would be.
Sure. The premium seat is the first 5 rows. So you buy a pair of the premium. It's the first 5 rows closest to the stage. A seat is provided for you. Feel free to bring a blanket or some sort of cushiony thing for you for those premium seats. The VIP is basically rows 6 through 20, I'll say. It all depends on how many seats we can fit out there. We think we know exactly how many rows we need to get to our number, but it's basically, I would say, rows 6 through 20. And those, again, there's a provided chair for you. You'll have a chair there. If you buy tickets in the lawn, you can show up and sit on the ground. You can bring your own lawn chair from home, or you can actually rent a chair from us. We have 500 chairs for rental with our friends from Make-A-Wish, Western New York. They're going to be renting those chairs up for $5, and a portion of the proceeds from those rentals will go directly to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Western New York, helping kids grant wishes, for sick kids all across Western New York and beyond. And then, of course, we're going to be selling koozies that you can buy out there as well as a fundraiser. So we're very pleased to have Make-A-Wish a part of the Batavia Downs Rockin the Downs concert series.
That's great.
Okay. Yeah. So you said you announced a 13th show. I'm not sure if everybody had caught who that was. And also, as it stands right now, what are the capacity limits that you have faced with right now?
So right now we're going to run with the limit of 2,500 people. That's going to be our limit. Of course, as things change, we'll adapt to it as we need to. But right now we're going to be capping the crowds at 2,500. Just to give you a window, I guess you'd say, into kind of what's going on right now. Almost Queen, which is in about a week from now, over half the tickets are sold already for that. And we always end up selling between 500 and 600 on the day of the show. So there's really a limited amount of space out there for some of those shows. Some shows are trending in a really, really positive direction, including the one we just announced, which was the Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra with the Strictly Hip. Now that show, of course, has been, a couple different places. I believe they've been at Art Park, they've been at Canal Side. So we're so incredibly excited to have these folks out to our track. It's going to be a special show on a Sunday, and it's going to be in the early evening. Instead of, starting at 8:30 like the other headliners go on for our Friday night shows, we're going to have doors at 5 o'clock, and the show is going to start at 6 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon on July 18th. So ticket sales were very brisk. They opened up on Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock, and in just about, I'd say, even just the first 24 hours there, we blew through, I think 25% of the tickets are already gone. So it's certainly something that people in Western New York have seen before and enjoyed, and we're excited to have it out at Batavia Downs this summer.
Yeah, I think with the 2,500 capacity, I mean, if that remains all summer long, and hopefully it won't. I mean, hopefully that's going to change. But with some of the acts that you have, I can see those tickets going real quick, and there being a lot of folks that wanted to buy tickets that were unable to because it's sold out.
Yeah, and one of the things that's a benefit of being a gaming facility / concert venue, excuse me, is the fact that we can offer some other special little bonuses for people when they show up. So, for example, anybody who buys a ticket, whether you're buying a premium seat, a VIP seat, or a general admission lawn seat, you're going to get $10 back in free play. And that free play that's part of your ticket is good all the way until Monday night. So the concert's on Friday. You get all weekend, including all Monday, to redeem it inside of Batavia Downs. So you take, for example, the first show, Almost Queen, it's a $15 ticket for the lawn. We subtract out the $10, it's like a $5 ticket. So, helping you waylay the cost, I guess you'd say, of the overall ticket, because you're going to get some free play you can spend inside the gaming facility.
So it looks like you guys did pretty good. Originally, obviously, you announced the 2020 series, and it looks like many of these artists were able to come back for this year, which seemed to work out pretty nicely here, huh?
Yeah, Steve Augeri and Vince Neil were two that were able to come back. I believe Molly Hatchet and Don Felder were ones as well. We did lose a couple ones there, but picked up shows like Tommy James and the Shondells, and we picked back up Puddle of Mud. So all those guys are going to be, we've had some of those guys before, Puddle of Mud specifically. People loved coming out to that show. Everyone had a great time buying beer and, listening to those guys. I got to tell you, one great thing about Puddle of Mud is they do like a little part where they do like I don't know if it's like a medley or they do a couple songs in a row. Or they do other artist songs. People always get a kick out of, when bands cover other bands, especially if it's a super famous band covering somebody else. And so I can't remember. I think it might have been Enter Sandman, actually. They covered like some Metallica song. It might have been Enter Sandman or something else. And then they covered another one and just the crowd was rolling. They loved it. So again, just looking forward to seeing those little surprises here and there this summer.
Yeah, the one that there's several on here that I'm very excited about, but Vince Neil coming up on June 18th. I mean, that was quite a score for you guys. I mean, this is, I think, his second show that he's going to be playing since 2019. He had a little bit of a rough start when he played his show last weekend, but I don't know. I think he's going to be ready for this show, and it's going to be a great time. How difficult was it to get Vince Neil to agree to doing this?
Well, when it comes to booking these events, we have a really great person, Kathy, who is our promoter and our booker that works with Batavia Downs and us. And, a lot of it sometimes just comes up to luck. You've got a band that's routing through a certain area. They happen to have an open weekend or an open day. It just so happens to fall on our Fridays because we only book on the Fridays. And it just works out that we get them here. One of the things also that we were sad to see, because some people were excited to go to it, was, of course, that Poison, Def Leppard, and Motley Crue, along with Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, were going to play the stadium. I believe it was August 12th or some date like that. And of course, they postponed that to 2022. And when that happened, I said, wow, anybody who wants to hear Motley Crue's music, they're going to have to come to Batavia Downs to hear it before next summer. So that was certainly, an unfortunate thing for those guys, but I know they're going to continue and do that tour next year. But in the interim, I thought, well, certainly this could help us out because people want to see Vince Neil. And you did mention he had a little bit of a rough start there last, week, but it was his first concert back. And I know that he and the guys that are in his band, they've been working hard. We've been in talks with those guys. So we're very confident and looking forward to a good show here on the 18th of June with Vince Neil.
Yeah.
Okay. Was there anything else you'd like to add to the mix here? Any other things you want to bring out to let people know about?
Just, make sure that you're buying your tickets early. We don't want anyone to get shut out in case there's a run on tickets late. Of course, doors are at 4:00 and the music will probably start between 5 and 5:30. Kind of depends on, the setup of the bands that we have beforehand. Some bands have 3 openers, some bands have 2 openers. So you can check out Eventbrite's, our website, or I would say our landing page on Eventbrite. Just go to BataviaConcerts.com. It'll redirect you to our Eventbrite page, and you'll go ahead and see all the concerts that are there. If you guys want to, can I give a little rundown of each show real quick?
Yeah, please. Definitely.
So we're going to kick off with Almost Queen on July 11th. We, of course, mentioned Vince Neil on June 11th. Vince Neil on June 18th. Steve Augeri, former lead singer of Journey, follows up on Friday, June 25th. Molly Hatchet, those Southern rock legends, they'll be on Friday, July 2nd, July 4th weekend there. Then Don Felder on July 9th. That's the concert that I am really, really looking forward to. As a fan of the Eagles, I just can't wait to hear some of those iconic songs. It's going to be a great, great day. Up next on Friday, July 16th, is Tommy James and the Shondells. And I got to tell you guys, this is like the third best-selling show. I think it really hits the gaming facility demographic perfectly. But if you take a look at all of Tommy's songs, he's got hit after hit after hit. Unbelievable. So we're looking forward to having those guys out. We mentioned the Buffalo Philharmonic on that special Sunday show, the 18th. Skid Row is going to be playing here on July 23rd. Then we've got the Grassroots. Speaking of, another band that has just a ton of hits, the Grassroots will be here on Friday, July 30th. Then we've got the Pink Floyd tribute, The Machine, and that's going to be complete, guys, with a laser show. So while they're playing all the songs that Pink Floyd is known for, it's going to be a laser show out there, and that's on Friday, August 6th. We've got Queensryche, who rocked Batavia Downs. I believe they were our opener a couple of years ago for the concert series. They're on the 13th of August. Puddle of Mud on the 20th of August, and then we close it out with those 90s rock legends, the Spin Doctors with Two Princes and Little Miss Can't Be Wrong. When I heard we were going to possibly get the Spin Doctors, I thought everybody who I went to high school with and all the buddies from my college were all around the same age. I was like, Spin Doctors, everyone's going to go nuts. And of course, there's a good amount of buzz about those guys as well. So that's the concert series, and really looking forward to seeing everybody out at Batavia Downs coming up here. Again, tickets are available now at BataviaConcerts.com.
That's awesome. Well, Ryan, thank you very much for your time, and we appreciate it. And we're looking forward to seeing you there at the concert series on Fridays.
All right, sounds good, guys. Thanks for the time.
You're welcome.